Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk about one of the most fundamental aspects of leadership that often goes unnoticed, but is, without a doubt, the cornerstone of everything we do as leaders: communication. Think about it. Leadership is not about titles, positions, or accolades. Leadership is about the ability to inspire others, to believe in a vision, to be motivated to move towards a common goal, and to feel supported, heard, and valued along the way. At the heart of all of this is communication. Communication isn't just about speaking, it's about connection. It's about how we express ourselves, how we listen, and how we ensure that every individual understands their purpose in the larger picture. When we think about leadership, it's easy to focus on the titles, the positions of authority, or the achievements that come with it. We often associate leadership with people who have earned executive titles, been handed the reins of an organization, or ascended to a position of power. But what if we stripped away the titles? What if instead of looking at leadership as a badge or a position, we looked at it through the lens of communication? Leadership is not defined by the title someone holds. It's defined by their ability to influence, inspire, and connect with others. And communication is the tool that makes all of that possible. Without communication, leadership is just a word. It has no meaning, no purpose, no power. A title might get you into the room, but it's your communication that will help you stay there, build relationships, and create lasting impact. The problem with focusing solely on titles is that it leads us to believe that leadership is something reserved for a select few, the ones at the top. But in reality, leadership is not confined to the boardroom or the corner office. Leadership exists at every level of an organization, in every team, and in every interaction. Leadership happens when people communicate effectively, when they make others feel heard, understood, and valued. It doesn't matter if you're the CEO, the manager, or a team member. What truly matters is your ability to communicate and connect with those around you. Consider the most influential leaders throughout history. Were they defined by their titles alone? Or was it their ability to communicate a vision, inspire others, and foster trust that made them truly great? Think about Martin Luther King Jr. His title wasn't king or president, it was simply D. But it was his words, his communication, his ability to connect with people on a deeply emotional and intellectual level that made him one of the most influential leaders in history. His leadership was not about his position, it was about his message, his ability to communicate a vision of hope, equality, and change. His ability to inspire others through his words allowed him to lead movements and change the course of history. Now think about the leaders we encounter every day, whether in the workplace, in our communities, or in our personal lives. It's often not the person with the biggest title or the highest rank who makes the most profound impact. It's the person who communicates clearly, listens intently, and makes others feel valued and heard. Leadership in these cases doesn't depend on hierarchy. It depends on the relationships we build, the trust we cultivate, and the way we communicate. Effective communication is not just about sending a message. It's about ensuring that message is received, understood, and acted upon. This requires clarity, empathy, and consistency. A leader who can communicate well is someone who can break down complex ideas and make them accessible to others. They can bring people along on a journey, making sure that everyone understands not only where they are headed, but why they are headed there. This is the power of communication. It turns vision into action. It turns ideas into reality. However, when communication fails, so does leadership. A title might give someone authority, but it does not guarantee influence. A leader who fails to communicate effectively risks creating confusion, mistrust, and disconnection within their team. If the message isn't clear, if the communication isn't frequent enough, or if it's inconsistent, the result is often disengagement. Without strong communication, people may not understand the goals, the values, or the reasons behind the decisions being made, leading to a lack of alignment and direction. This is where the breakdown occurs, and it's not the leader's title that will save them. It's their ability to communicate that will determine whether they succeed or fail. When leaders communicate well, they create a culture of openness and collaboration. They show people that their input matters. They foster an environment where people are not afraid to share their ideas, ask questions, and challenge the status quo. This is what makes communication so powerful. It's not just a one-way street. It's an ongoing dialogue that allows for growth, learning, and improvement. It's through this constant communication that leaders can adapt, make better decisions, and help others see the bigger picture. Leadership is about inspiring others to take action. And to inspire action, you need to communicate a clear and compelling message. You need to create an environment where people feel that they are part of something larger than themselves, where they understand how their work fits into the larger vision. That is the essence of leadership. Not the title, not the authority, but the ability to communicate a shared purpose and direction that others can get behind. When communication drives leadership, it's not about who's in charge. It's about the collective effort, the shared vision, and the connection between people working together toward a common goal. Effective communication builds trust and connection. Trust is the foundation upon which all successful relationships are built, whether in personal life, business, or leadership. And trust is not something that can be demanded or assumed. It is earned. And the most powerful tool in earning trust is communication. Effective communication creates an environment where people feel understood, valued, and respected. It allows for transparency and openness, two vital ingredients for building trust. Trust in leadership begins with the way a leader communicates with their team. When a leader speaks honestly and consistently, it signals to the team that they can rely on that person to provide accurate information, keep promises, and be transparent about the direction of the organization. This is crucial because people don't follow leaders based on authority alone. They follow because they believe in the integrity of the leader's words. If a leader's communication is inconsistent, unclear, or dishonest, trust begins to erode, and once trust is gone, it is incredibly difficult to rebuild. People will no longer feel that they are working toward a shared vision because they will begin to question whether the leader is truly transparent or whether there is something being hidden from them. Effective communication is also about being authentic. When a leader is authentic in their communication, it opens the door to deeper connection with their team. Authentic communication is grounded in vulnerability and honesty. It's about acknowledging challenges, discussing mistakes, and sharing personal insights. When leaders communicate authentically, it shows that they are human, just like everyone else. This breaks down barriers and helps to form bonds of trust between the leader and their team. People can relate to someone who is willing to be real with them, who isn't hiding behind a facade or an impenetrable wall of authority. Authentic communication creates an atmosphere where team members feel comfortable bringing their true selves to the table, sharing ideas, concerns, and feedback without fear of judgment or rejection. Another key aspect of trust building through communication is active listening. Trust is not only built through what you say, but also through how well you listen. When a leader listens actively, they demonstrate that they value the perspectives and opinions of others. They show that they are not only interested in giving direction, but also in understanding and considering the thoughts and ideas of their team. Active listening fosters a sense of belonging and inclusion. It communicates to people that their voices matter, that their contributions are important, and that they are part of the decision-making process. Without this kind of listening, people may begin to feel unheard or invisible, which can lead to disengagement and a breakdown in trust. Moreover, effective communication involves clarity. When a leader communicates clearly, it removes ambiguity and confusion. Clear communication enables everyone to understand the goals, expectations, and priorities. It helps align the team around a shared vision, ensuring that everyone is moving in the same direction. Without clear communication, people are left to fill in the gaps on their own, often leading to misunderstandings, misalignment, and frustration. And as we know, frustration leads to disengagement, which undermines trust. If a leader is unclear or vague in their communication, it's easy for their team to feel that they are being kept in the dark or not being given the full picture. This creates doubt and insecurity, which are the antithesis of trust. In addition to clarity, consistency is another key component of effective communication that fosters trust. A leader who communicates consistently, whether through regular updates, meetings, or check-ins, shows their commitment to keeping the team informed and involved. Consistency creates predictability, which in turn creates a sense of security. People trust leaders who consistently show up, follow through on promises, and keep their team in the loop. Inconsistent communication, on the other hand, can lead to confusion, uncertainty, and the perception that the leader is not fully engaged or committed to the team's success. A lack of consistency can signal that the leader is either unsure of themselves or unwilling to be transparent with the team. Over time, this undermines trust and people may start to disengage or even seek leadership elsewhere. Trust is also built through feedback. A leader who communicates openly and regularly about performance, progress, and expectations helps their team grow. Feedback, when communicated effectively, serves as a tool for improvement. It helps people understand what they're doing well and where they can improve. Constructive feedback, given with respect and clarity, is an essential part of building trust within a team. It shows that the leader is invested in their team's development and success. It also creates a culture of continuous improvement, where communication flows in both directions, where team members feel comfortable giving feedback to their leader, knowing that it will be received thoughtfully and respectfully. At its core, effective communication creates a sense of connection. When leaders communicate well, they help their teams feel that they are not isolated or disconnected, but that they are part of something larger than themselves. People want to feel that they matter and that their contributions are valued. When communication is strong, team members feel connected to one another and to the goals they are working toward. This sense of connection, built through communication, is the glue that holds a team together, especially when challenges arise. It's the foundation that allows people to work together, support one another, and remain united even in difficult times. In a world that often feels disconnected and impersonal, effective communication remains one of the most powerful tools leaders have for building trust and connection. Trust isn't given freely, it's earned through consistent, clear, authentic, and empathetic communication. Without trust, a leader's influence is limited. With trust, however, a leader can inspire, motivate, and create meaningful change. Imagine for a moment a ship navigating through a dense fog. The captain may know the destination, but without the ability to communicate effectively with the crew, the ship is at risk of drifting off course, hitting unseen obstacles, or becoming lost altogether. Communication, in this analogy, is the lighthouse that guides the ship, allowing everyone to understand where they are going and how to get there. Without it, there is no clarity, no direction, and no guarantee of reaching the intended goal. In leadership, communication serves as the compass that directs and aligns teams toward a common vision. A leader may have the best strategy, the most innovative ideas, and a clear sense of where they want to take their organization. But without the ability to communicate that vision to others, they will struggle to inspire and mobilize their team. Leadership isn't about just having a clear path in mind. It's about sharing that path with others, ensuring they understand the journey ahead, and getting their buy-in to make that journey a reality. Without communication, there is no shared purpose, no cohesion, and no collective effort. A team without communication is like a group of individuals scattered across the same terrain, each one unsure of where to go or how to contribute. The role of communication in leadership is far more than just the delivery of instructions or goals. It is about creating alignment, fostering collaboration, and ensuring that every team member feels they have a part to play in achieving the larger mission. If a leader communicates a vision effectively, it becomes the rallying cry for the team. It motivates, inspires, and provides everyone with a sense of purpose. When people understand the why behind the work, they are far more likely to engage and contribute to the best of their abilities. However, without communication, the vision is only a vague idea in the leader's mind, unable to resonate with those who need to act on it. As a result, the team lacks the unity and drive needed to succeed, and even the most well-crafted plans can falter. Furthermore, without effective communication, teams risk operating in silos. When information is not shared openly or regularly, team members may be unaware of the challenges or progress being made by others. This lack of transparency can lead to duplicated efforts, inefficiencies, or even conflicts. Communication is essential for breaking down barriers and creating an environment of collaboration. It allows people to understand how their individual tasks and contributions fit into the larger picture. When communication is clear and frequent, it fosters a sense of connectedness and shared responsibility, making everyone feel like they are part of something bigger than their individual roles. Without this kind of connection, team members may feel isolated, uncertain about their work's impact, and disconnected from the organization's ultimate goals. And leadership without communication also leads to missed opportunities. A leader who is not actively communicating with their team may fail to notice the challenges, ideas, or feedback that could propel the organization forward. Effective communication is a two-way street. Leaders must not only convey their vision and direction, but also actively listen to their team. When leaders listen to feedback, concerns, and suggestions from their team members, they gain valuable insights that can help them make better decisions. But when communication is one-sided or neglected, leaders miss the opportunity to learn from those closest to the work. This lack of engagement not only stunts innovation, but also prevents leaders from recognizing potential roadblocks before they become major issues. Moreover, leadership with communication breeds confusion. When messages are not conveyed clearly or frequently enough, team members are left to fill in the gaps on their own. This leads to uncertainty about what is expected, what the priorities are, and where the organization is headed. People may start making decisions based on assumptions or incomplete information, which confusion leads to frustration, and frustration leads to disengagement. When people feel lost or unclear about their role or the organization's goals, they are less likely to be motivated and their performance suffers. A leader who fails to communicate effectively creates an environment where doubt and indecision thrive, and the team's energy is dissipated on unclear objectives or conflicting priorities. Communication also plays a critical role in maintaining morale. When the path ahead is unclear or when challenges arise, communication is what keeps people grounded. A leader who communicates regularly and openly with their team provides reassurance and guidance. They acknowledge difficulties, celebrate small victories, and help the team navigate setbacks. This level of transparency and consistency helps to keep morale high even during tough times. However, without communication, people may feel neglected, unsupported, or uninformed. In times of crisis, teams look to their leaders for direction and clarity. If a leader is silent or unclear, it can create a sense of abandonment and uncertainty, leading to a breakdown in morale and trust. The lack of communication also impacts decision-making. A leader who does not communicate effectively with their team may make decisions in isolation without fully understanding the perspectives, challenges, or opportunities that exist within the team. This can result in poor decisions that do not reflect the reality of the situation on the ground. In contrast, when leaders communicate openly and engage with their team, they are better equipped to make informed decisions that consider the insights and expertise of others. Leadership is not about having all the answers. It's about engaging with the collective knowledge and wisdom of the team to make the best possible decisions. Leadership without communication creates an environment where uncertainty and disengagement thrive. Teams lack direction, cohesion, and the drive to achieve common goals. The vision remains a distant dream, unattainable without the guidance and clarity that communication provides. Communication is the lifeblood of leadership. It transforms ideas into action, brings clarity to confusion, and fosters the alignment needed for success. Without it, leadership is nothing more than a title without purpose. At the heart of every great leader's ability to inspire is their capacity to communicate in a way that is clear, consistent, and transparent. These three qualities are the foundation of leadership communication because they foster trust, align expectations, and help rally people around a shared purpose. Without these qualities, even the most powerful ideas or intentions can fall flat, lost in a fog of confusion, miscommunication, or distrust. Leaders who master the art of clear, consistent, and transparent communication are able to inspire people to take action, move towards a common goal, and create meaningful progress. Clarity is the starting point for inspiring action. Without clarity, people are left in the dark, unsure of what is expected of them or where they are headed. When leaders are clear in their communication, they remove ambiguity and provide a roadmap for their teams. Clear communication answers the essential questions. What is the vision? What are the goals? What are the specific steps that need to be taken to achieve success? When people understand these things, they can focus their energy and attention on what matters most. They don't waste time trying to figure out the big picture or wondering what their role is in achieving it. Instead, they can move forward with purpose, confidence, and a sense of direction. But clarity doesn't just mean outlining the goals. It also means ensuring that the information is communicated in a way that is easy to understand. A great leader knows that communication isn't just about what you say, it's about how you say it. Clear communication involves breaking down complex ideas into digestible pieces, using language that resonates with the audience, and making sure that everyone is on the same page. Leaders who communicate clearly make it easy for their team to understand the vision, the objectives, and the rationale behind them. This clarity makes it easier for team members to connect the dots between their own efforts and the larger goal. And when people understand the why behind their work, they are more likely to be motivated and take meaningful action. However, clarity alone is not enough. Consistency is also critical to inspiring action. Consistency in communication ensures that the message is reinforced over time and remains top of mind. It means that the leader's words align with their actions and that expectations, goals, and messages are reiterated regularly. When communication is inconsistent, when messages change from day to day or week to week, people become confused, frustrated, and disengaged. They no longer know what to expect, and they begin to question the direction they are being led. Inconsistent communication creates an environment where uncertainty thrives, and uncertainty kills motivation. When a leader communicates consistently, they create a stable foundation for their team. They reinforce the vision, the goals, and the priorities, ensuring that everyone remains aligned and focused on what matters most. Transparency also fosters collaboration. When a leader is open about challenges or obstacles, they invite others to contribute their ideas, solutions, and perspectives. It's a signal that the leader values input from the team and recognizes that everyone has a role to play in overcoming challenges. This transparency fosters a sense of collective responsibility where people are not just working in isolation but are working together toward a common goal. When communication is open and transparent, it creates an environment where innovation and problem-solving thrive because people feel empowered to share their ideas and take initiative. Clear, consistent, and transparent communication also helps to manage expectations. People take action when they understand what is expected of them and what they can expect in return. A leader who communicates regularly and clearly about goals, timelines, and performance expectations ensures that everyone knows what they are working toward and how success will be measured. When expectations are clear and consistent, people are more likely to stay focused, stay on track, and deliver the results that are needed. On the other hand, when expectations are unclear or constantly shifting, people may become frustrated, disengaged, or unsure of how to prioritize their work. This misalignment leads to inefficiencies and confusion, preventing people from taking the kind of decisive action that is necessary for progress. Moreover, when leaders communicate transparently about challenges, opportunities, or changes, they allow their teams to respond proactively. Transparency empowers people to take action based on the reality of the situation, rather than being blindsided by surprises or sudden shifts in direction. It creates an environment where people can adjust their approach, offer feedback, and work together to find solutions. When people feel that they are in the loop and that their contributions matter, they are more likely to take ownership of their work and actively seek ways to improve. Leadership is not just about giving orders or setting goals. It's about creating an environment where people feel empowered to take action. Clear, consistent, and transparent communication is the vehicle that drives this empowerment. When people understand the vision, know their role, and trust that their leaders are being honest and consistent, they are far more likely to take action with conviction, enthusiasm, and a sense of purpose. Communication is the catalyst that turns potential into performance, transforming good ideas into meaningful results. Without it, even the best leaders will struggle to inspire the kind of action that leads to success. Leadership is often thought of in terms of speaking, giving directions, and presenting ideas, but one of the most important aspects of leadership is listening. A great leader doesn't simply talk at their team, they actively listen, engage with their people, and create an environment where communication flows in both directions. Listening is a critical component of leadership because it builds trust, empowers individuals, fosters innovation, and strengthens relationships. When leaders take the time to listen to their team, they send a powerful message that they value others' perspectives, and they create a more collaborative and effective environment. When leaders listen actively, they are not just hearing words, The leaders listen actively for the speaker's point of view. Active listening shows that the leader values the thoughts and opinions of others and that their input is important. This can make a significant difference in how team members feel about their role in the organization and their relationship with the leader. When people feel heard, they feel respected and more willing to contribute their ideas, opinions, and efforts. Leaders who engage with their team through listening also create a culture of collaboration. When a leader listens to their team, they invite dialogue, encourage feedback, and allow space for everyone to contribute. This openness fosters an environment where team members are not just following orders, they are partners in the process. When leaders actively seek out the thoughts, suggestions, and concerns of their team, they enable innovation and problem solving to flourish. Listening makes it possible for leaders to gather valuable insights that they might not have considered on their own. Team members, knowing that their voices are being heard, are more likely to offer creative solutions, challenge assumptions, and propose new ideas. When leaders fail to engage with their team in this way, they risk missing out on the very insights that could lead to breakthroughs or improvements. In addition to fostering innovation, listening is a powerful tool for resolving conflict. In any group, there will be disagreements, differing opinions, and misunderstandings. When conflicts arise, leaders who listen actively can identify the root causes of the issues and address them more effectively. Rather than reacting with frustration or making decisions in haste, leaders who listen carefully can approach problems with a clear understanding of all sides. This helps to create solutions that are fair, balanced, and more likely to satisfy all parties involved. And listening allows leaders to bridge gaps, build consensus, and maintain harmony within their teams. When leaders fail to listen, however, they risk exacerbating conflicts or making decisions based on incomplete information, which can lead to resentment and division. Listening is also essential for building trust. Trust is the foundation of effective leadership, and one of the best ways for leaders to earn trust is by showing they genuinely care about the opinions and well-being of their team. Leaders who listen build strong, trusting relationships because they demonstrate empathy and a willingness to understand. They acknowledge concerns, validate feelings, and give their team a voice in decision-making. This leads to a deeper sense of loyalty and commitment as team members feel valued and respected. When leaders fail to listen, they create an environment of disconnection where people feel ignored or misunderstood. Trust begins to erode, and team members may become disengaged, cynical, or reluctant to share their thoughts and ideas. This lack of trust undermines the leader's ability to influence and guide their team effectively. Moreover, when leaders listen, they become more self-aware. Effective leadership requires introspection and an understanding of one's strengths, weaknesses, and blind spots. Leaders who actively listen to feedback from their team can gain valuable insights into their own leadership style and areas for growth. Listening allows leaders to recognize patterns in their behavior, understand how their decisions are affecting others, and adapt their approach as needed. It also enables leaders to demonstrate humility, acknowledging that they don't have all the answers and that they are open to learning from others. Leaders who listen are more likely to grow and evolve in their roles, which not only benefits them, but also the organization they lead. Leaders who are truly effective do not simply speak to their teams. They make space for dialogue, feedback, and open communication. They listen to understand, not just to respond. They ask questions, probe for deeper insights, and create opportunities for others to speak. This creates a culture of collaboration and mutual respect, where people feel valued and empowered to contribute. When leaders listen and engage with their team, they foster an environment where innovation, problem solving, and trust can thrive. Listening is not a passive activity. It is an active and intentional practice that can significantly impact the success of a leader and their team. Leadership is about creating an environment where communication thrives. At the core of effective leadership lies the ability to foster an environment where communication is not just encouraged but actively cultivated. Communication in leadership is not a one-way street. It's about creating a space where everyone feels empowered to share their thoughts, ideas, and concerns openly. A leader who understands the importance of communication works to create a culture where dialogue flows freely, trust is built, and people feel comfortable expressing themselves without fear of judgment or reprimand. In such an environment, communication becomes a natural and essential part of everyday interactions, driving both personal and organizational growth. For a leader, creating a thriving communication environment starts with setting the tone. The way a leader communicates sets the example for how others within the organization will communicate. When leaders prioritize open, honest, and respectful communication, they model the behavior they expect from their team. This helps to establish a standard of communication that fosters transparency, clarity, and collaboration. Leaders who are accessible and approachable create a safe space where people feel heard and valued. This accessibility encourages people at all levels of the organization to engage in conversations, share their ideas, and contribute to the decision-making process. When a leader is willing to listen and engage in dialogue, it opens the door for others to do the same. When communication is prioritized in this way, it fosters a sense of inclusivity. Leaders who encourage open communication create an atmosphere where everyone feels like their voice matters. In organizations where communication is restricted or one-sided, people may feel disconnected or disengaged from the larger goals of the team. However, when people are actively encouraged to participate in conversations, they feel more invested in the work they are doing. This sense of inclusivity leads to greater commitment and accountability, as people are more likely to contribute their best efforts when they feel that their contributions are valued. A leader who fosters inclusivity through communication also cultivates a more diverse and innovative team. When individuals from different backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives are encouraged to share their ideas, the organization benefits from a broader range of viewpoints and solutions. A key part of fostering a thriving communication environment is providing feedback. Leaders who offer constructive feedback create a learning environment where communication is used as a tool for growth. Rather than seeing feedback as something negative or punitive, effective leaders use it as an opportunity to engage with their team, provide guidance, and encourage development. Regular feedback helps to keep everyone aligned with the organization's goals and expectations. It also ensures that people understand where they are excelling and where they need to improve. When feedback is communicated thoughtfully and regularly, it prevents misunderstandings and misalignment from taking root. People know where they stand and how they can contribute more effectively to the team's success. Transparency also plays a critical role in creating an environment where communication thrives. Leaders who are transparent in their communication create trust and credibility. Being transparent means sharing both the successes and the challenges the organization is facing, as well as the rationale behind decisions that are being made. When leaders are open about what is happening within the organization, it prevents speculation, confusion, and distrust from taking hold. Transparency ensures that everyone is on the same page and can work toward common goals with the same understanding of the situation. It also fosters a culture of honesty, where people feel comfortable asking questions, seeking clarification, and offering input. In an environment of transparency, people know they are not being kept in the dark, and they trust their leaders to be forthright with them. Creating a thriving communication environment also involves encouraging vulnerability. Leaders who are willing to be vulnerable and admit when they don't have all the answers set the stage for others to do the same. Vulnerability in communication allows for more authentic conversations, where people can express their concerns, ask for help, and share their challenges without fear of judgment. When leaders are open about their own uncertainties, it creates an atmosphere where it is okay to make mistakes and learn from them. This reduces the fear of failure and encourages risk-taking and innovation. It also helps to build stronger relationships, as people feel they can be their true selves and express their thoughts without fear of reprisal. Additionally, communication thrives when there is a focus on active engagement. Leaders who actively engage with their team members rather than simply issuing directives create a dynamic communication environment. Active engagement involves asking questions, seeking input, and being present in conversations. It means showing genuine interest in the ideas and feedback of others. When leaders engage with their teams in this way, they demonstrate that communication is not just a task, but a collaborative process that drives success. Engaged leaders are able to tap into the collective intelligence of their team, drawing on the diverse skills, experiences, and perspectives of each individual. This leads to better decision-making, improved problem-solving, and greater overall effectiveness. The ultimate benefit of creating an environment where communication thrives is the sense of connection it fosters. People who feel heard, respected, and valued are more likely to be committed to their work and to the organization's mission. When communication is clear, open, and inclusive, it strengthens the bonds between team members and creates a sense of shared purpose. In such an environment, people are more motivated, more innovative, and more willing to collaborate to overcome challenges. Leadership is not about controlling information or making decisions in isolation. It's about creating a culture of communication that empowers everyone to contribute to the success of the organization. Leaders who embrace this approach recognize that communication is not just a tool for transmitting information. It's a powerful force that drives connection, collaboration, and growth. Because when communication flows, so does trust. And when trust is present, people will go to great lengths to make the vision a reality. Leadership is not about having all the answers. It's about asking the right questions. It's about listening to those who are on the ground, doing the work, and truly understanding what they need. You see, the greatest leaders don't lead by command. They lead by communication. They lead by creating a culture of collaboration, transparency, and understanding. So I challenge you today, whether you are a leader already or you're striving to become one, ask yourself, how well do I communicate? Do I make people feel heard? Do I ensure clarity in every message I send? Remember, communication is not just a skill, it's the lifeblood of leadership. It can either make or break the team, the vision, and the mission. And at the end of the day, it will determine whether you are just a person with a title or whether you are a leader who truly moves people to action. Thank you.